Hi, this is the Ilanot Review Parents. I'm Erin Murphy. I'm coming to you from Altoona, Pennsylvania, and the poems of mine in this issue are conceived and in case of emergency, and I'm happy to share them with you. Conceived. But for one glance across a crowded bar, but for an hour by an idling car, dancing around his place or mine, but for drawn curtains, cool cotton sheets, hot breath in my ear, and a yes, and yes, and yes, less like Molly Bloom and more like sun spreading across a room, yes, to months, to years, a house, a lawn, but for a night, or maybe dawn, that was the seed of you now, a man with his own ideas and beard and needs, who makes pesto and hangs drywall, but for a planned accident or accidental plan, yes, you were, yes, aren't we all? And this is my prose poem in case of emergency. Where would we live if you and Daddy died? Our daughter asks at dinner. Our teenage son looks up from his spaghetti spooled fork, interested for once in something his younger sister has said. We are not planning to die anytime soon, but our daughter is good at questions. When she was 2, she asked if a knife could cut another knife. At first, a digression. Our son mentions foster care, wonders aloud if they'd have to change schools. Then my daughter says, yeah, and we'd have to take a special bus with the other kids of parents who died. We run with this idea. The orphan bus. It would be black. It would drive with its lights on all day like a hearse. All the other cars would pull over to let it pass. But it's sweet, really, the thought that her loss would be so all-consuming that she'd have to segregate herself, unable even to engage in normal school bus banter. It occurs to me that she has barely been brushed by death. Even Romeo, her beta fish, has outlived our expectations. Back to the original question. If Daddy and I died, I say, Grandma and Grandpa would come to live with you. You wouldn't have to change houses or schools. This is not something I have discussed with my mother and stepfather, but I feel certain they'd rise to the occasion. I watch my children roll this idea around in their minds. Okay, so our parents are dead, but we get to keep the same bedrooms, same friends, the same lockers at school, they seem to be thinking. But what if they die? Our daughter wants to know. I offer surrogate B. And if she dies? Surrogate C. And if she dies? I am quickly exhausting the list of people who would be willing, on a moment's notice, to drop their own lives, move to central western Pennsylvania, and raise my kids. And here, our son, who has already flirted with transformation, who finds hair sprouting in unexpected places, who sees his former Little League teammates toking joints behind the YMCA, who once watched a video of himself as a young boy and said, man, this me would hate that me. Here, our son interrupts. If she died, he says, we'd both be arrested for murder, because everyone who lives with us ends up dead. And he is right. Not that he and his sister would be arrested, but that we should end this conversation, and we should end it laughing. Thanks for listening.